This conversation for the next hour, we want to talk about urban evolution, building a sustainable urban future. We are joined now by the County Executive Committee member for Business and Hustler Opportunities in the Nairobi City County Government, Dr. Anastasia Nyalita, and later we'll be joined by Godfrey Akumali, who is the Acting County Secretary and Head of County Public Service. But Dr. Nyalita is here, and she's a waziri in charge of hustlers and business opportunities in Nairobi. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Eric and Mariam. Thank you for having me here. Greetings to everyone from my governor, His Excellency Governor Sakaja. I'm very delighted at this opportunity and also the partnership we have as a county with the Nation Media Group on this very critical aspect. Yeah.
Asante sana. And you know, we're asking ourselves earlier with Mariam, what does a smart city look like to you? I mean, what is it? What's a smart city? How would you define a smart city? Okay. What does the Nairobi City County Government define as a smart city?
Not what the Nairobi City County defines as a smart city, but what a smart city should be. Of course, you know, a lot of the cities around the world, and Nairobi is not an exclusion, are indeed very, very, very old. For example, Nairobi was established in 1899, is 125 years old. How many residents do we have in Nairobi at the time compared to now? Has the space expanded? There's been a lot of development. There's a lot of population growth because of the rural-urban migration. So if you look at, you know, where we're heading to and the things we need to prepare, we need to be inclusive, efficient, and sustainable as a city. So basically, that's how a smart city would look like. Of course, the devil is in the details, and I can assure you, as Nairobi City County, we're on top of it. Yeah.
When you say on top of it, let's get into it. And we'll go into like the indicators of a smart city. But is that when you say on top of it, what's happening? What's in the pipeline? What's already in the works?
Yeah. I think like yesterday we had a talk from the county secretary, and I know very soon we'll be here to talk into the details, but I will speak to my scope. And first of all, let me tell you my scope in the county. So I'm in charge of trade and cooperatives. As you know, trade is a backbone of a city, and as the cities evolve, then trading spaces also need to evolve. So that is one of the things we're looking at. So if you look at since Nairobi was established, the last time, and I want to look at specifically the market spaces. We've not had a new market built since in the 80s. Yeah, His Excellency Governor Sakaja is very clear on dignity, giving the residents of Nairobi dignified spaces, and not only just the traders, but he has to ensure inclusivity. That means taking care of the youth, the PWDs, the persons living with disabilities, and of course everyone else needs to be able to access our trading spaces and also be able to trade in those spaces. So what have we done in the markets? So His Excellency the Governor, in his manifesto, which is what we are implementing, promised 20 markets. Now, before now, we had only like 5 or so main markets, and they're only based in 2 sub-counties, that is Starehe and Kamkunji. And your Gikomba, your Buthurwa, and we know, how they are looking at the moment, and we have a plan to evolve that. So as we construct and we're in advance.
Those are the only ones considered markets?
Wait. This is what we found.
Okay.
So we are in the process of constructing our 20 markets, 10 by national government, 10 by ourselves. In the next 2 months, by beginning of January, we should be launching new markets in Mutuini, in Kawa West, in Jujo, so basically every corner of a city should have a market. So first of all, decentralization of markets, to take it closer to the people, closer to trade. But it is not just markets. There are markets that have, access. So we've incorporated that. But more important is they have innovation centers. We're in the era of digitization. So innovation and internet is very important. And for the young entrepreneurs, for the Gen Zs, once they leave school, then they have an opportunity also to be able to trade in those spaces. The other thing which is very important for us is also that mothers, because mothers are the ones who are, you find a lot of women in these trading spaces.
Yeah.
We provide daycare centers for them. Now, when you have your perishable, also for the markets that we're building, they have to have cold rooms. Yeah. Another example is also we have specialized markets, and what I would want to point out is a mirror market that we have, because Nairobi receives all the it's a trading area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we've done is we are constructing a state-of-the-art mirror market so that when the produce arrives here, it can stay longer. So there is cold storage, but also spaces where they can sort before export or also distribution locally. So there are a lot of things, and I'm glad that our CS has joined us, so you can talk about the non-motorized perspective, based on his speech of yesterday, among others. So we are on the right track and we are moving.
But
also, I want
the right track story. I'll have very many questions around it, Waziri. But also, let's just welcome the acting secretary, county secretary, and head of county public service, who's joining us, Godfrey Akumali, not new to the show. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good
Karibu
morning.
sana. Karibu sana. We're talking about the smart cities, and we'll come to you and to understand what the county government is doing in broader terms in terms of making this city a smart city. But I just want to ask the question that you've said, Waziri Nyalita, that we had what qualifies as a market. So we know the Wakulima market.
Yeah.
Okay? Pale Town. We know City Market. We also know the retail market, Pale Chini. But there's also the Westlands market that had been built in
Fig tree right here.
Even that's Westlands in town. There's a market, proper market that was
The
built
city
in the
markets.
structure. There are those markets at Parklands.
Yes.
What's it called? The
City
Parklands
Park.
market?
City
City
Park.
Park.
City Park,
Right?
yes.
City Park was the market.
Yeah.
So when we say that market, what qualifies as a market? Is it just a structure with a shed? Or are there other things that actually make this a market?
So the other things that make it a market, it's not just buy and sell, because when it's an economic center.
Yeah.
So there are many activities that serve, let's call them service industries, for example. So if you have, and we have different types of markets, like your Mudhurwa,
Gikomba.
We have wholesale markets, we have textile markets, we have Bama, which is very known for meat.
In Jericho, there's a Jericho market.
There's a Jericho market.
Yep.
We have also, there are many.
Yeah.
But beyond that, your traditional market where, we have a Mamboga who comes and places is whatever there. But now, those people need food.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have also eateries. Those people need banks, so you have spaces for banks. Those people need internet. Yeah, so we also have that. They need power.
Yeah.
Solar, green energy. So that's our big deal at the moment. So all markets we're looking at implementation of green power for obvious reasons. So our market is not just a space you just go and buy and sell, but it is purpose made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then for that reason, with that explanation, then I can say Nairobi has no market.
And that's why we're being 20 new
Nairobi
markets.
has zero markets.
20 new markets.
And I'm keen to see
Yes.
whether these 20 ones are going to be any different from what we have had before.
They are
places where trucks come and they just have no parking to offload their goods. Places where the people who are coming to purchase, if this is a wholesale market, then it means that it needs to it's a warehousing.
Yes.
Storage.
But Eric,
So there are people who will be coming here who are retailers to pick. This is an aggregation point.
Yes,
And others will be taking
absolutely.
to other smaller areas.
yeah.
They need proper facilities, toilet, parking, like you said, eateries, and so on and so
Absolutely.
forth. Nairobi has zero market.
No, and that's why the 20 markets are purpose made to ensure that it's inclusive. If I take you to Mutuini, which is just about to be launched, you will see exactly what you've defined. We have it 100%. On top of that, we have the innovation centers, which is important and it's new. I don't think any other market in the country has that.
That's true.
So essentially, the new markets are state-of-the-art, all-inclusive, resilient, and sustainable.
When you say Mutuini is about to be launched, when? And then for the other 20, when as well?
So by the end of...
The other 19, sorry.
Yeah. So national government is doing 10.
10, yes.
And so by the end of, by about February this next year, the government, 5 markets should be done, and our farm markets will be done. So that's at 50%. Now, by beginning of 2027, then we're looking at the balance 20 done. And all of them have all the spaces that you need, including your wholesale, including your offloading zones, including your parking. Yeah.
All right.
But more important also is the cold storage, the waste management, and also the solarization. Yeah.
Maybe the Mira Pro boxes wouldn't speed as much, but if there was cold storage. But I think actually I've asked them about that, and they say it wilts in cold storage, but that's a whole other different thing.
No, but you see, what we're doing is that it's not just cold storage. It's not freezing. There are different levels.
It's not freezing.
So depending on, and we're doing this also in partnership with people like C40 Cities. And we do studies before we actually put the products in.
Right.
Even your tomatoes, your carrots, your cabbage, they require different levels of temperature, cold. So when we talk Miran, this is why it's a specialized. So whatever cold storage we build there, it will be tailor-made for the storage temperature of Mira.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's go to Godfrey.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
It's good to have you, Mr. County Secretary. We began with asking what smart cities look like, and Daktari gave us the universe, what's accepted, right? To you, what does Nairobi as a smart city look like?
Smart city, like we said yesterday, are normally resilient cities. They're sustainable and inclusive. Nairobi County has made quite a number of strides towards this, be it in transport, be it in how we're doing our planning and our building, may it be around our land administration. All these aspects are feeding into, ultimately, the metropolis smart city we desire in Africa and here in Kenya. I would say we made quite some strides, and I just want to pick up from where Business and Hustlers Opportunity left. That, for example, the markets we are building are not only trading centers, but they also encompass e-commerce. In every new market that we are building, it has an innovation and ICT hub center that will ensure young people who may not necessarily be desirous of just walking into a market can actually do e-commerce. And this will be a game changer. Today, it's possible that the breakfast you'll have this morning, Eric, you probably will order it online. You will not necessarily need to move into any cave or any restaurant. It will require that you need some sort of service. That's why these new markets that we are building, we're ensuring they have internet, they have connectivity, they have a hub center where young people can come and do their thing, and the e-commerce traders.
Sorry, is it just me? I'm thinking through. The whole point of e-commerce is that you work from usually home.
Yes.
So then if I come to the market to work from there, is it e-commerce or it's just commerce?
How about you as a seller?
That's what I said.
So the buyer...
The buyer will be at home.
Yes. Yeah. I mean the seller.
And the seller
if I'm
as well?
coming to the innovation center to then set up, because I'm using your Wi-Fi, your laptop, or whichever other, is that, it's e-commerce, yes. I think
the problem with us sometimes, we think about this ourselves, high-end, who have laptops, iPads, and smartphones. The people who actually need this service, their mode of communication phone is not as digital as yours. They actually need this help. And two, there are people who actually, yes, they are in the market and they do the usual buy and selling where people walk into them, but they would expand their businesses more if they had more visibility.
Exactly.
But they do not have the infrastructure for that. So sometimes when we think about these solutions, we must always not think with us, the middle class up end. We must always think about that person who their mode of communication, who have to share a phone at home. There's still such households in Kenya that share a phone. There are people who, if you need them later today, you have to call someone, kimbizia yeye hii simu, and they have to rush to them, ongea na mama fulani and talk.
And remember startups. If I'm from school, exactly what the CS has said. If I have this platform where I can go and start doing my, it's like a cyber, can start doing my thing as I expand. Then I leave someone else to come and occupy that space. I expand. I move out. I go back home.
So, I completely see what you're saying, but I'm just thinking in terms of a market, okay? I am a trader. I am getting some, nyanyas in this wholesale market, and I want to distribute to other markets, right? Now, a smart solution would be, in where I am actually able to, in my allocated stall, I should be able to have connectivity right there and operate from right there. Telling me to get out and go into that kahab where there are 5 computers and I have to go to queue, that is still thinking 5 years ago.
But Eric,
if you are thinking smart into the future.
But Eric, you have internet on the spot. If you have the tools, then you will do it. But there are those who also want to do capacity building. Maybe they don't know how to do it. Come to our innovation center, we teach you how to do it, you fly.
Okay. And like I've said, I said, let's stop thinking middle class, up class.
I'm not thinking middle class.
Think me, I do not have capacity to even buy a laptop.
I'm thinking this is the market you have established. We are operating from a market that has been built, and it's a smart market. In this smart market, I am selling goods and service goods, market goods. Okay. So if I am here and this is my allocated stall, and I have my goods here, why do I need to get out of here to go into another room there to start trading?
And I'm asking,
that is not smart.
I'm asking
smart
you,
is provide me the solutions here.
The solution I can provide for you. Remember, your stock and your hardware is not my responsibility. Also, me have provided you internet, which is available in the whole market. However, you do not have the tool. You don't have the tool. The reason you are going there is because you have a handicap in the tool. And ideally,
which is my argument.
And I'm
bring
saying,
the tool here,
Eric.
because also, unless Eric, you don't live in Kenya, or you have a small country where you live in your head. The country the rest of us live in, our capacity as a nation, can we provide a tool for each and every Kenyan? The answer is definitely no. The spaces,
I'm thinking smart.
The
smart
smartness,
solutions, think smart
solution that also says you must live within realities.
Absolutely.
You cannot live in ISOs.
Yes.
Don't create ISOs. You must live in a real world.
Additionally, CS, for Eric to understand that these spaces are aggregation centers as well.
Yes.
If I'm able to access tomatoes in my space, and then I can get potatoes, cabbage then I have a holistic solution to my client.
Exactly.
So the spaces have to exist for consolidation and also an opportunity also for capacity building. I mean, when we left school, we didn't have these IT opportunities. They don't know how to use these e-commerce platforms, for example. So it's also, you need that space to train them and give them wings to fly.
So I hear what both sides are saying. I'll be honest, that the fact that there could be a smarter way, I think, is what Eric's point is, which is like bringing it down into the market so that, there's no second, third step, which is the entire point of e-commerce, right? Is to reduce a middleman step or to bring things closer. But I do hear what you're saying about let's make it as accessible for people who may not have the hardware, especially the hardware. The software is available. It'll follow you everywhere. That's all right. But can that hardware also, I think that's something to genuinely look into, be brought closer, whether it is something that's whose user interface is easier than a computer, again, as we're thinking smarter, because a computer is bulky, but if it's a smartphone, if it's a tab of some sort, that is a lot easier to have in market, and then to almost have it as a point of service interface or something of the sort. It's, I don't know, maybe
I think the challenge is because we have compartmentalized this innovation center. It's virtual.
I think that's the thing.
It's virtual.
That you're thinking,
but you still need a space there to...
That's
like your back office.
Right.
There will be those few of us who are, bottom of the economic whatever, who will want to sit and see and whatever.
Physically
So you have to be adaptive,
accommodating of
those as inclusivity.
Well. All right. I'm thinking through. We're about to take a break.
It's a break time. Yes. It's 29 minutes after 7. We are at the Two Rivers Mall. We are having a conversation about smart cities, and that's why we're having this engaged conversation. What is a smart city? How smart should a smart city look like? Is smart meaning that it's dressed well, or is smart meaning that it's well designed for the present and for the future, with the future in mind? Dr. Anastasia Nyalita is a County Executive Committee member for Business and Hustler Opportunities in Nairobi City County, and Godfrey Akumali is acting County Secretary and Head of County Public Service. We're having this conversation with them on urban evolution, building a sustainable urban future. Back in a moment to continue with this. If you've got any questions, please post them on our social media handles and also on our YouTube and X and Facebook streams. Jeremiah Thamendo says, good morning. The County of Nairobi is well represented, following live. Asante sana. We have on YouTube several comments. Esther Mugusu talks about Soko Kijiji at City Park Market being a great example of youth selling fresh produce online. They employ using lots of young people, and these are the greatest Gen Z mboga traders. So there's already, some sort of a platform at City Park Market that's doing this. So we're talking about smart cities and imagining a city that is built for the present and also for the future. And that's why we have with us the Nairobi City County Government, represented by the Acting County Secretary, Godfrey Akumali. He is also the head of the County Public Service, and the Waziri in charge of Business and Hustler Opportunities, Dr. Anastasia Nyalita. Smart city, we've talked about market. Let's move about into other things, So the hustler needs to travel.
Yes.
The hustler needs to be able to operate from wherever, outside the market, into retail centers, and to come home, come to town or go back home or into other areas. Smart cities, I'm assuming, Godfrey, would be thinking motorized transport, non-motorized transport, proper roads at work, and proper footpaths, proper two-wheeler paths for motorbikes, for bicycles. Nairobi, for now, has mkokoteni, encouraging the motorized mkokotenis and so on and so forth.
All right, thank you. I think in this space, as we say, the beauty of a city is truly found in its walkability. And therefore, we've been investing a lot in, together with other agencies that are also in this space. So we have Kura that also operates in that space, Kenha that operates in that space. And if you look at the infrastructure that is coming up around the city, you'll notice there is emphasis on the non-motorized transport. The NMTs are now working. If you go to Ngong Road, if you go to Thika Road, you look at what has been done around Kileleshwa, Lavington area, you'll notice a lot of this new infrastructure has incorporation of the non-motorized transport. And even the project we're doing together with the national government and the Nairobi River Regeneration Program is actually to enhance walkability. For example, when the Nairobi River project is done, walking from Eastleigh to Westlands will be reduced to 6 kilometers only. So you can actually
walk along the river.
That's only 10,000 steps.
Yeah,
Lovely.
you can just do a walk. You can cycle from Eastleigh to Westlands. And what today takes almost 2 hours by connectivity of matatu, or if you're self-driving takes you almost 45 to 1.5 hours, will be reduced to less than an hour, just walking or cycling. So these are some of the opportunities that are there for us. And this infrastructure also encourages a healthy living. If you look today, even you look at how people are operating today, people are more concerned about their health. They're looking at opportunities that will make them healthier through either walking, as they do their normal things. That's why every so often you see people with smartwatches and they are just monitoring how many steps have I done today?
That's how I knew 6 kilometers is 10,000 steps.
Have I met my target for the day? Therefore, we will be enhancing this. Today, there are more people who actually cycle from Westlands, from Kileleshwa, from Lavington, from Ngong Road to the city. because that area, the non-motorized transport, is properly enhanced. Now, what we are doing together with the other agencies is also to enhance this in the other corridors that are not yet enhanced. For example, we are now working on Jogoo Road together with the national government, Kura, and this will again enhance that.
I agree. I've seen in some sections of Nairobi roads have paths that are set for non-motorized transport, where people are competing with the motorbikes and cyclists. And that is what we're talking about. They're competing for that space. Pedestrians with cyclists and motorcyclists. Now, that to me is not the healthy living that we're talking about.
Fair.
And
also, the inconsistencies. For example, I'm a step person. I walk home quite often. Starts off Kenyatta Avenue is very walkable until they started the construction of, I don't know if it's a viaduct, what are we calling it? Yes. But was
the thing at Serena.
The thing at Serena. So very walkable until a point. It's always, that's the thing. It's walkable until you get to a place and then your path now just disappears. You cross the road, there's nothing else, things like that. And then what Eric is saying as well, you're on the what looks like a walking lane, but there's not a bicycle, there's a boda. There's sometimes a bicycle. I don't even mind the bicycles as much, but the bodas or a scooter now. Nairobi is very diverse. So then what's the fix into integrating so that it's a proper walkable city, not patches of walkability?
Because there's an existing infrastructure. So most of these will, depending on budgets availability also, it's not one day fix it program. So it's continuous. And I appreciate that you realize there are spaces even within the CBD that are highly walkable. For example, you've taken the Kenyatta Avenue. Nowadays also we've improved on Moi Avenue. Moi Avenue is highly walkable now. I know Harambee Avenue is highly walkable. Quite a number. But the issue of borders on the wrong spaces, this is where a smart city also requires smart people. We need to fix ourselves also as citizens. Not everything is fixed through the law. Personal discipline is a personal initiative. And we must continuously also be citizens who help in governance. And governance is not where I come, arrest you, take you in. That's not governance. True governance is where I know the right thing, I do the right thing, and as a citizen, I have obligations and responsibilities. And when people are not responsible enough, then we cannot also blame the government on that. It's the indiscipline of the people. And the borders on the wrong space. It's personal indiscipline in them. And we're having talks with them because they have now been able to form themselves in cooperatives and all that. So we are able to reach them more. And we're encouraging them on something called self-governance, self-regulation. So you have the law, yes. But for this law to be enforced, we need them as a set of people who this law target to self-govern themselves. So if you are a member of our circle and you are riding on the walkways, we will actually withdraw your membership and you'll be banned from carrying out your business within our space. They call them mashimo. We will send you away from shimo yetu because we need.
We've spoken to the Boda Boda Association, and they've said more or less the same thing, that's partly what they do as far as self-governing. So that yes, if I'm a member of this association, of this circle, then there are certain rules, certain regulations. Even whether it's even identifying yourself, things like that. I want to still stick on the transport bit just a little bit on public transport. That's another. A smart city, even before we go into the tech, has to have public transport that works.
That's public.
That's public, that's true. So let's begin with the fact that Nairobi essentially has very little public transport. Aside from our trains, what other public transport do we have?
None.
We don't. It's the trains, right? So then, niambieni about public transport.
On this space, the municipal bus collapsed in the early 90s. And it's always also good to see how did that happen. around 1992, the country went into multipartyism. And fortunately or unfortunately, but the citizens of Nairobi at that time choose to be in the opposition. And when the government lost control of City Hall at that point, that time the city council depended highly on the national government, they abandoned the city. So for a very long time, until 2002, when the government, under the NAC government, was able to reclaim the city was highly neglected. And that's how the municipal buses collapsed, and the public Kenya bus, what we called, many of us call it Kenya bus, where I grew up, we just said the municipal bus. And it had clear corridors that it transported you from, you'd leave Dandora and you work in Westlands, and you did not have to go to CBD. Yeah. So that essentially...
Sorry, pardon?
Yeah.
Okay.
You live in Dandora.
You get into your bus, it takes you to ST.
Yes.
And on time.
And on time.
Yes.
Sounds lovely. Okay.
Yes. So that was the city. You leave Kino and go straight to Kenyatta. So that corridor was there. So what we've done in the through our mobility sector, we've now been able to gazette 89 routes. And also we are working with the national government, we are working in the BLT program. And soon, when these corridors are done, and because we may never be able to go back directly into the government actually offering the public transport. However, we will be partnering with the private sector in this space so that the buses will be able to move from one route to the end of that route in an integrated manner. Further, there's a program that we're working together with the Kenya Railways, because also Kenya Railways are helping us get a smart city, where we integrate the buses and the railway together, because there's also the rail will not always get you to your house. Last
mile connectivity.
So there'll be last miles connectivity between our stations, and we're already working on the first corridor. I know JICA is assisting us to work on this together with the Kenya Railways, and that will connect. For example, and you see, sometimes when you're planning for the city, you don't just plan for the city, you also think about the metropolis. Because as I always say, like now this morning, by midday, we'll be around 8.5.
In Nairobi?
Yes. But,
8.5 million.
Yes, but by around 9 p.m., we'll drop to around 5.3.
Yeah.
So that is the reality. So we always get an influx of 3 million people into the city. We must always have a way where you actually feel it right, even for yourself, to leave your car home, take the bus to the next train station and come to CBD and work. And then in the evening, you are assured. And even if you're just coming for an hour, you should be able to know that within the next 1 hour, there's a train back. It's because I need to go do other things. So that we do not have this train that comes in the morning and leaves in the evening. Because we are now talking about a 24-hour economy. Therefore, I should be able to come in and leave as at per my need. And I know there's a schedule, and I'm able to program my day. So this one, we're already working on it.
It's already in development.
In development.
In the next hour, we'll talk about the plan. Because I think plan is a very big thing. And I know that there's been all this talk about Nairobi having an integrated development plan. I know that's being implemented or not, and so on and so forth. I want to come to you, Waziri Nyalita. You know, in terms of the hustler and the business person, one of the things that I'd imagine a smart city would have is that I don't have to go into a government office for the services that I need.
Absolutely.
So the government wants me to acquire a license, I should be able to acquire a license. The government wants, I need a certain service from government, I should be able to have those services easily. And if I need to go to a government office, then it should be closer to me, not going all the way to City Hall. So what's the plan there?
What we've done already, I think, again, we've done a lot of progress. First of all, in terms of permits, so you don't have to go to City Hall or even to your nearest sub-county office to get your permit, trading license. It's all at the comfort of your desk through what you call the Unified Business Permit. And then we've consolidated them also. Before you get your single business permit, your fire license, your, all the other permits. But now, at the comfort of your desk, you're able to apply for your license, you're able to apply, pay, get it renewed, do everything there. Now, in the event that you have a challenge, we have a customer service center at Annex, City Hall Annex, which has all the services that you need. You can either visit or even call them. So that's one. But more important is the fact that we have decentralized also to each of the 17 sub-counties. We have a customer service desk where you can receive all the services that you need. You can get your questions answered. So, yes.
Is there a call center?
Yes, we do have a call
like
center.
one call center where you call at any time and you need a service, you get?
Yes. Yeah, we do have that, and we have qualified customer service officers on each desk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of emergency response, so I'm running a business, something happens, there's a fire, a breakout of a fire, and I need to call. How easy is it to actually get the fire services to come or the ambulance services?
I mean, it's as easy as Nairobi experiences a lot of those, especially the fires and also the emergencies. So we have the fire department is very well equipped with both the ambulances and the fire. We have also strategic fire stations that are being constructed in the different parts of the city. So in terms of the response time, as you we have experienced as residents of Nairobi, it's just a call away.
55,075.
Yeah. So you call that call center line, and you're good to go. So the team dispatches the ambulance or the fire.
For all emergency response within Nairobi.
Yes.
5,000.
5308.
All right,
I'll
so
confirm
we'll get
just
the
now.
number.
Yeah.
You see, now that's the thing. We'll get the number. People in Nairobi, the 8 million who are going to be in Nairobi today, ought to be knowing that number. Okay?
Yeah.
And the city county government collects a lot of money.
5803.
5803.
Yeah.
How many people know? How many people who actually are going to be in Nairobi today, Godfrey, would know that this is the number to call in the event I need an emergency? If somebody collapses in front of me and we're walking, who do I call?
So for us, you can use all sorts of social media communication. It's not just the number. You can go online and just, report. You can, call the emergency lines. You can call the customer service line. Social media
of an
is there.
emergency, though,
Yeah.
I think social media tends to become a last point of call. I'm thinking through how all of us, because of consuming American television, know 911 as their number to call. So if I ever found myself in the US in trouble, I would know to dial 911. And it's, of course, because of their messaging and consistently, but they've also used Hollywood and everything to just spread that message. So I think 5803 should be the same, but I'm also wondering if there was an opportunity to integrate it, because I think across the country the numbers shouldn't change. Maybe it should just be geo-locked to your area. I know it may be convenient for you, but then if I'm in Nairobi today and I call 5803, then I spend the weekend in Naivasha, then I have to call a different number. Then I go to my grandmother's in Kitui, it's a different number.
One has 4 digits, one has 3 digits.
Yeah.
I hear you on that, and I think that's something the communication authority should work on. In fact, growing up, all of us knew the 999 as the number to call for all our emergencies.
Yes.
But I think as the devolved units were coming up, this was not integrated, and maybe thinking of it now strategically, it probably would be the ideal number for emergency response for the whole country. Then it's geo-locked so that when I call within a certain region, if I'm in Kitui, it picks for Kitui County. When I'm in Nairobi, it picks for Nairobi County. However, on this emergency response, because we experience quite a number of fires, especially in our informal settlements, on average, we do put off 7 to 10 fires a day. And we've really improved. If you look, even the number of times today, you'll hear that our fire engine showed up and they were
without water.
Those issues ended because what we've been able to do, we not only do we dispatch the fire engine to the scene, we also dispatch an ambulance, we dispatch a water bowser so that there is a live rehydration of the fire engine on site. And the first crew that arrives on site is able to also evaluate Is this a fire? We require only one fire engine. Do we need backup? And they're able to self-coordinate themselves. And we've been able to set up satellites. We are building new fire stations. We have a fire station just like where we are, just next to us. There's a fire station at Gigiri. There's a fire station in Waithaka. There's one that is coming up in Gikomba. That is almost being launched. We have one in Ruaraka.
Even remember the government was telling us that they were still working on
yes,
it.
it's being launched.
And the traders there said, we have seen the thing.
Yes. It has not.
So, construction and now having it properly, also don't launch just for the sake of launching. Launch it when you are ready and ready to
operating.
To operate it. And they're just finalizing a few things, just making sure the hydrants are working properly and everything so that they can work. And you see, that will reduce, like that is our hotspot. We all over the town, we have these fire stations that we've built and are operational. And we've been able to assist and support emergency response across the country. Last weekend, we had the Stanchart Marathon. We were still the one supporting the emergency response, and we did it quite well.
No, I think that was a win for sure for the county, because everyone that went to Stanchart said, you know what, you could tell that it was a well-planned event, for the number of people. It was how many thousands?
31,000.
Oh my gosh.
31,000 participants.
But also that, you know what, you got, you could see that there was ambulances, at every given stop point, emergency response. So that's a good thing. And I think as Nairobi grows, tourism of this sort, what do we call it? Athletic tourism. Is another thing we'll talk about. Sports tourism, yes. We'll talk about that in the next hour. I want to talk about the platforms that we use. For example, e-citizen, things like that. How do we make these, like in the real smart city way of thinking, what's the plan to integrate everything on e-citizen? We've done 15,000 services, fine. You can pay parking, fine, renew driving license, county, all of that. How will I be able to tell that the train that goes to Maimahiu, what's that place called?
Syokimau.
Not Syokimau. I was thinking there's one that only runs 2 times a week, and it goes towards Mount Longonot. Yes, Suswa. That's what I'm thinking of. Suswa, yes. Yeah, where can I get all, like a fully integrated system where even as a visitor, I come to Nairobi for the first time, I want to go to Suswa, I go, I check the timings, the train leaves on Friday at 8 a.m., I pay, fine. On the same platform, I pay for parking if I'm in the CBD. On the same platform, I can pay my land rates. On the same, what level of integration are we looking at to make Nairobi a truly smart city?
For the services we offer as Nairobi County, they are all on our platform, all of them. If today you dial *647#, you'll get all our services. You'll be able to pay for your parking, you'll be able to pay for your license from it, you can be able to pay your land rates. All our services are integrated there. But further, urban planning, and which is a key integral to smart cities. Previously, the approvals were manual. So your architect will do his drawings and come file them physically. Today, they do it via their e-card. They don't have to come to City Hall. And the approval, even the response, even where they need comment, our planners, our architects have given comments, they are given online. Your architect just integrates with the system. So it's in fact that platform is one of the best platforms that I've seen, because you're able to get your responses real time. You're able to track how far is my approval. You're able to know when your approval comes, you get it and you download it. If today you want a business permit for what we call UBP in Nairobi, you don't need to come to City Hall. You don't need to pay anyone. You just do it on your phone. You can actually get your UBP license and be able to do it. Now, in the next few days, we are launching the compliance app. That app, you'll be able to, if, for example, you sent one of your workers or officers to go and do for you this UBP, and you don't know whether they got the one for River Road or the real one, you can verify whether this is a real
genuine, authentic one.
Just the same way we're able to, if you send me your tax compliance, I'm able to tell whether it's genuine or not. So we're able to do that.
Okay.
And I think on
we need to go into a break.
E-platform, Nairobi has done too well.
In the next hour, we'd like you to join the broader panel that is there. as we discuss more about urban evolution, building a sustainable urban future. We'll be joined in the Baraza by Anthony Okere, who's the Director Compliance and Enforcement at the Engineers Board of Kenya. We'll also have Parivatan Sharma, who's the founder of Ecoloop Solutions in Africa, and Architect Senator Sylvia Kasanga, who's the president of the Architects Alliance. We are discussing smart cities, and with a focus to Nairobi, because Nairobi is our largest city anyway. If we made Nairobi a smart city, then we can also make Mombasa, Nakuru, what's the new coming up? The incoming big city. Then we have Eldoret, we have Mombasa. The incoming one, we said it's either Thika or Meru. One of those two. They're competing. Yeah? And then in 2025, Kimana becomes the next big city. Yeah. Back in a moment, it's 8 a.m. Good morning.